Welcome guys. This video is just to show the Blender defaults and preferences used in the other videos, so that it doesn't have to be shown at the beginning of every tutorial. First go to Edit and Preferences, then set the interface resolution scale to 1.3, or to a size that is comfortable for your eyes. Second step, check the add-ons. We only show the most important ones, which we will need later. Bool tool is a good one to fasten Boolean operations. You can check the extra mesh and curve add-ons, if you want to use them as base meshes. And you can find more useful base meshes in the Bolt Factory add-on. What you should definitely turn on is the loop tools. This helps a lot in edit mode, for operations within the mesh. We don't spend much time on themes, but here you can. You can change the color of everything, feel free to play with the values. If you mess up too much, you can reset it to default. To show you just one thing, you can easily influence the background gradient colors by scrolling down to theme space and then to gradient color. We will not change the input, navigation and keymap settings for now. The default values are perfectly fine. In the System tab, set the render device to the optimal one for you. Here you can also set your undo steps, which should be set to 64 or higher, in case you have to Ctrl Z a lot. And you can set a comfortable memory limit for your hardware. It is worth taking plenty of the existing memory if it is not needed. In the Save and Load tab, we can set auto-saving. And in the File Paths tab we can change the folder where the system saves our renders. You can save your preferences in the lower left corner so that you start with these values every time you start Blender. Let's move on to the layout settings. As you can see, there are fewer tabs than in the default Blender. Feel free to delete them or create new ones. The ones that make the workflow elements you use more comfortable. In the Modeling tab, there are a few things that make the shapes you see more visible and understandable. One of these is using matte caps and cavity. You can find its settings in the upper right corner. Set the cavity to both and 1.5 for both ridges. Then the snap, set the base to active. This way you can later snap to the correct point for multiple points or objects. In the overlay settings, check statistics to see the FPS and when you've overshot the target in polygon count. We use folder systems in the team for transparency. This does not affect the project, but it can help you navigate through the objects in it later. It's simple, just create a trash folder where unused elements and test phases go. Then a done folder where forwarded or finished objects go. And an actual folder, where the elements that are still being processed are placed. The Modeling tab is ready. Let's see further. UV Editor. This is completely personal. You can put it wherever you want. Bottom top anywhere. One important thing. Turn on UV sync selection so that we can see the UV of our object without selecting it. In the Shading tab, we just need a big area for the node and a window where we can see what we are doing in 3D space. You can hide overlays in the N and T panel if you want to see what is happening. And just to be safe, let's make a small window for the UV editor in case we need to fix something. The Geometry Nodes tab will remain as is for now. It will appear in a later video. In the Animation tab, usually these three windows are needed: Viewport, Timeline, Graph. So let's arrange them as you like. And finally, in the Compositing tab, check the Use Nodes box and add a viewer node. You can slice the line with Shift and right mouse button. This is useful for later renderings, so that you can immediately add the desired effect to the image or video. We are almost done. Now we just need to save this file as default. Go to File, Defaults and Save Startup File. That's it guys, we hope the video was useful. Thank you for being here. See you next time.